Everyone, it's the morning of the show, the contest day. I've been up since like almost 4:30 because my tan was at 5:10. I was actually up before then, kind of woke up, and then how do you go to sleep when you got to get up in 20 minutes? So, and then of course I thought I'd come back and go to sleep, but no, it didn't happen. So I did some editing and posted a video. It's uploading right now from yesterday. Got the tan, as you can see. I'm a little dark right now. Absolute Tan is the company I went with. I didn't do it myself this year. I just wanted to not have to worry about the tan and just get it done professionally and just be on an equal playing field with everyone else up there. Because usually my tan's a little lighter. So Absolute Tan does a really dark job. And so this is it. We're ready to go here. Just gonna drive basically to the show now, get there a little bit early. It's hard to tell exactly when I get on because the show just kind of goes from different category to category. You never know how long it's gonna take, but I should be on hopefully this morning around 11 o'clock or so. All right, so have some more video for you as we go through the day. Okay, so we've wrapped up the pre-judging portion of the show. I know we're not really allowed to do any backstage video. We're not really allowed to do any video from the audience. Actually got special permission to have my wife do some video, so I will when I get back home. Take a little breather. I'm gonna put that video up, basically the pre-judging portion of the show. It went well. I mean, the tall division had 8 guys in it, which was the biggest class out of the A, B, and C. So I'm in C, which is the tall, and A and B were smaller groups, I think 4 and 5, and maybe 6. Anyways, we had 8 guys, and all the guys looked great. I mean, it was a stacked group of guys. So how am I feeling at this point? Well, it could go a lot of different directions. Again, it really depends what the judges are looking for. Again, I wasn't the biggest guy out there. There was definitely a bigger fellow that was kind of side by side the whole time. We were actually pretty much sharing the center stage. So that's a good thing. I was in the top 5 and I was in the center the whole time, and they moved people around me. That's always a good sign. I only had to move once when this other guy I forget his name, I think his name's Michael actually, but a big guy. He's got some size to him, that's for sure, right? So what are the judges looking for? I don't know. I always come in pretty decently conditioned, so he looked good too. A little bit more size, I don't know, right? So I feel at this point that I'm definitely top 3. I'm thinking top 2, and there's a good chance potentially maybe even first. So just because I got first last year doesn't mean I'm going to get first this year. I don't just take anything for granted. It's always a whole new group of guys, and even if it was the same guys, everybody brings a different package. Everyone likes to use the word package, but it's true. Everybody brings a different package, a different version of themselves every time, right? They're not the same person as they show up. Sometimes they got more muscle, sometimes they're more lean, right? They're trying to finely tune their, I guess, the way that they look every time. So one thing I can say is I feel that the tall class in Masters was definitely it was the most stacked class. So what I'm saying is, everybody looks great out there, but I think in the tall division, it was the most stacked in terms of quality, guys that have a contention, guys that I think have an opportunity for the pro card. So I think whoever wins the tall class will win the pro card. That's just my opinion. Not that the A and B classes were weak, but just that there was so many standout guys in the tall class that I think that's the class that's gonna, someone out of that's gonna win the pro card. Anyways, that's where we're at now. I'm just kind of hanging out at the hotel, waiting to head down for the next portion of the show, which is the judging and the awards. Not the judging, the awards. Had a great meal, believe it or not. Went and did some Indian food, but took it easy, didn't go to town. Kept some moderation happening, and we're going to save some of that appetite for after the show. Hopefully it's some sort of celebration. Hopefully things go well. It's all good. We'll just see what happens. All right. Next video will come up in a bit. Hopefully it's a good one.
Quarter turn, please. Quarter turn. Okay, gentlemen, you can step to the side.
hands to film when I'm cutting between the big classes. Because when it does shut off at one time. And one of the women's A masters. No, it shuts off. Yeah, I always watch it, but I need him to cover that angle so that it looks fluid, right? And I got no way to communicate with you. I need him to cover every class, just so I can shut it off and on.
La main, Michael, la main!
65 and 180, switch please. 69 and 71, switch please. Okay, gentlemen, quarter turn to the right.
Keep it tight.
Quarter turn. Quarter turn, please. And face forward. Katie, can you switch direction on stage, please?
Tight, Mike! Mike, stay tight!
Quarter turn. Quarter turn. Quarter turn, please. And face forward. 69 and 70, stay there. 70, 65, 67, and 180. Exit the stage. That's it. Exit. 68 and 66, step forward.
Hey everybody, sorry it's been such a long time for me getting this last little video out talking about the results. I just needed a little bit of time to get some composure, maybe, you know, deal with my own emotions. I didn't want to say anything too crazy. So first off, I got second, right? Pretty darn good, I think. You know, the competition this year was incredible. All the athletes that showed up were in just amazing shape. So, you know, every year it gets a little bit harder and harder. And so I want to give credit to everybody who showed up. You know, I would rather get second place in a stacked show with amazing athletes than first place in a show where I felt that maybe, you know, the competition was too easy. So this year definitely wasn't too easy, and so I want to congratulate everybody that showed up. And I also want to thank everybody who's been supporting me all along, especially my family, wife, kids for putting up with me. You know, sometimes their dads, you know, at the gym, not spending time with them, and they've been understanding. So I do want to thank everybody, and of course everybody who's encouraged me on the way, helped me with my training and posing. Thanks, Jeff. And you know, you really all helped me bring a better version of myself this year to Nationals. Even though I got second place, I feel I was in better shape, you know, a little bit bigger, worked on a lot of my weaknesses this year, improved those. And you know, that's all I can do, is I can just bring the best version of me, right? At the end of the day, that's all I can do. So what I wanted to talk about though a little bit is some politics. So if you're not interested in politics, just get out of here, tune out. This isn't for you. I don't want to take anything away from the guy that won. I don't want to bring down any organizations or say anything really that's negative towards them, because this is a process. This is this is something that's just happening in the physique area, and I think it's something that just it's just one of those things. It's just happening. It's not like it's anyone to blame or any organization to blame or any judge to blame or anything like that. It's just something I want to talk about, because I think the more it's brought up and addressed, then hopefully the more it can be addressed. So what I wanted to talk about is, at the end of the day, is what's too big for physique. Really, I've mentioned it in other videos, is physique has evolved to the point where the athletes are almost turning into bodybuilders in board shorts. It's been brought up, and originally when it first came out, it was supposed to be this aesthetic beach body attainable look, right? And over time, it's almost, like I said, bodybuilders in board shorts. Everybody's getting more cut, more shredded, just bigger and bigger and bigger. If you look at the Olympia, if you look at the Arnold and the pro guys, they're just like, it's like I look at them, I'm like, holy smokes, how far is this going to go? And that's one reason why I believe that they introduced the classic physique, this new category, right? Is so that guys that are getting maybe too big for physique can move into classic physique. And what's interesting about classic physique is that it has a weight cap. So if you're X amount of height, you can only be X amount of weight. Now physique doesn't have that. So if I'm 6 foot, I could be any weight I want. There's no weight cap, right? So isn't that a little strange when a physique athlete is supposed to not be too big, yet there's no weight cap? So, it's kind of like all these mixed messages going on in physique. It's like, okay, you're only supposed to be so big. You're not supposed to be too big, because you're at the small end of the extreme. It goes, physique, classic physique, bodybuilding, right? Yet there's no weight cap. So who's to determine what's too big, right? Are the judges? The competitors don't really know, right? Everybody assumes that they're supposed to bring a slightly better, bigger version. How do you bring it to the next level? Do you just get bigger? Can you get more shredded? What do you do each year to bring what the judges want? It's very confusing. I just want to read something really quickly here. Oh, wrong page. So in the CBBF, description of what they are looking for a physique athlete, it's muscularity and body conditioning. The judges should first assess the overall male aesthetic appearance of the physique. The assessment should begin at the head and extend downwards, taking the whole physique into account. The assessment, beginning with the general impression of the physique, should take into consideration the condition of the skin and skin tone, and also the hair, if you have any. Judges will be looking for a fit contestant who displays proper shape and body proportions combined with balanced muscularity and overall conditioning. The judges are reminded that extreme muscularity and definition should be marked down. So too big, too shredded, not good, right? So what's too big? What's too shredded? There's no pictures here or anything. There's no weight cut off. How do we know? Okay, so at the end of the day, when you're competing against other athletes in physique, right? It's not up to me, it's not up to any of the guys. It's kind of up to the judges and the organization to figure out how to determine who's too big. Now the guy that won, he looked fantastic. He was in great condition. I would say he was not too shredded. Aesthetically, he had great proportions. He had abs, he had a thin waist, he had broad shoulders. He had all of those things. The one thing that I questioned was he too big? Because, when I spoke with other people about this fellow, and I don't want to take anything away from him again, he won. If anything, he's probably going to do way better than any of the other masters, or, in a actual pro level contest, because he also got his pro card. But because of his size, he's going to fit in to that pro category probably better than I would. But, at the end of the day, everybody was saying, wow, that guy was huge, right? He was huge. And so, yeah, he was pretty good size. Definitely bigger, the biggest, most muscular guy on that stage in Masters for sure. Even in Open, he stood out as being big. So, I would almost go out on the record as saying he could literally, I don't know what his legs look like because he's wearing board shorts, but if they were decent, he could have literally walked into a classic physique competition and done pretty darn good. And I don't know what his weight, if he would have been too heavy or too light or whatever for that category, I don't know. But, I would think he would have fit in there really, really well. He would have fit into classic physique excellently. So the question that I ask is, should he have been in physique? Should he be competing in physique, right? If he's too big for the category, and if he's really not the right fit for that category, should he have gotten first? Because if he shouldn't really be there in the first place, and that's not my call to make, right? It's really confusing. I mean, that's the thing. It's so confusing. We're told on one hand not to be too big, but then when we go compete against other athletes, sometimes, not every time, but sometimes the big guy wins, right? If he's conditioned and everything else, then he wins just because he's bigger, right? What's too big? So if he's not supposed to be there in the first place, I don't know, not my call, then how does that affect everybody that's worked so hard to be in that class if that guy shouldn't be there? And I'm not just talking about him, I'm talking about other shows, other competitions. Forget about this show, but all of the shows where these guys that show up and they're too big, but they take it because they're just bigger, and the judges go, yeah, that's, you know, he looked more muscular and this and that, so he won. But if they're not supposed to be there, then all the other people suffer, right? The person down from them they get second instead of first, and so on and so on and so on. And so that's my question. How do we figure this out? Maybe there should be a weight cap on height divisions in men's physique. Maybe that's what we need to do. I don't know, or not we, but the organizations need to do. So again, I don't mean any disrespect to any of these organizations. It's just something to think about, right? Everything in life, there's always the opportunity to improve what's going on, and this is maybe one area that could be improved, is this situation in men's physique. And again, Michael, the fellow that won, I'm sorry, I forget his last name, congratulations. It was well deserved. I don't want to take anything away from you. It's definitely not you know, your responsibility to decide all of these things, and you came to the show, you brought what you felt was the right package, and at the end of the day, it was the right you know, it was the right look that the judges were looking for on that day. That's what they wanted to see. So you rightfully won it, and again, congratulations. And so what's going to happen moving forward? Enough of that. That's done. I've dealt with it, and we're going to move on here. You know, do I still want to go after this pro card? Is it still something, you know, for a little bit there I thought, hey, let's just take her easy and get fat and just, you know, enjoy the good old food life and all those things, but it's just not me. I don't think I can do that. So I think I need another goal, and I'll talk about that in another video, but I think there's maybe something, we got an ambulance going by or something. I'll talk about it in another video. I have some ideas, and maybe there's another show this year that I might do. I just got to talk it over with the wife, family, and think about it a bit more before I make a video, but we'll see. Keep that posted for another time. All right, again, thanks to everybody for all your support, for just, you know, all the encouragement, all the nice things everybody said, and all the help that I've had along the way. I couldn't do this without everybody, you know, helping me out. All right, thanks again. Until next time, take care.